Hi, I am Aaron Max, and this is a brief introduction to this, the Corpus Calendarium, or CoKL database for short. It's a relational database of devotional calendars from books of hours. It allows users to see, compare, and correlate the saints and feasts across manuscripts. First, I'd like to answer a few obvious questions. Can anyone use it? Yes, it is freely available for use on the internet. How big is the database? Currently, there are more than 128,000 entries from almost 340 calendars spanning the years 1050 through 1875. There are an additional 200 manuscripts without calendars. Is this complete? No. The database is ever-growing as new calendars are added and the software is being constantly updated. If you have a specific hours of interest and I can access either the manuscript or see a printed or digital facsimile, including the complete calendar, please let me know. I am also excited to work with other researchers or students learning about books of hours or transcription. How does it work? This, I think, is probably easiest to be answered by a demonstration. There are two primary entrance points to the database. One can either start with the table of manuscripts, or start by searching a saint by name or his date. I'll start the demonstration by manuscript. First, we'll try browsing by manuscript. Click here, and the system loads the manuscript database in. You'll see a list of manuscripts that you can browse by hand, or any field that appears in brown is a filter field, and clicking on it will restrict the search. So, if you wanted to see manuscripts that were use of Paris, and still held in Paris, we see here the 7 hours that have never left Paris. Clicking on the checkboxes allows you to select a few to compare. The comparison shows metadata about the manuscript and the calendar, and then all the entries lined up side by side with the columns, for instance, the Dominical letters, the golden numbers, the Roman dates, as they appear in the manuscript. The colors are also preserved. Note that any saint who appears bold-faced is linked to a master saint, and clicking on them will show you a list of matching manuscripts. So here we see the ID numbers of the 38 manuscripts with Saint Saturninus, and clicking here will bring up a detailed page about the saint, his rank, how often he appears on what date, and every example of his feast in a calendar with its original spelling and color. Again, one can click and compare manuscripts from the selector. If one wishes to delve into saints more, one can browse the listing of saints. Here we see on March 5th, Saturninus is the most popular saint, although there are others. But if you wanted to see the detail for the date of March, again, a click brings a quick pop-up, and the detailed information page will show us the other saints on the date by popularity, and every entry for the day of March 5th, whether or not it's empty or populated in the original color. As expected, you can check several manuscripts and compare calendars. The final demonstration is the tool that helps answer the question, is there another hours like my book of hours? It presents you with January 1st and a drop-down of every feast that is known on January 1st. You choose the one that matches your manuscript, in this case perhaps the circumcision, click Search to lock it in, and it will now report every manuscript known that has the circumcision on the 1st, all 300 of them. So, you set your second date, in this case, Pope Telesphorus. Search locks it in, and here we see that we have 8 manuscripts with the circumcision on the 1st and Pope Telesphorus on the 2nd. As you'd expect, selecting the checkboxes allows you to compare manuscripts. That's the 300-second introduction to the CoKL database, which hopefully gives you an idea of the power of the database and maybe some ideas as to how you could use it in your own research. I always love to hear from users, so please reach out with ideas, suggestions, or just books of hours you think I should add in.